Hello everyone, we are live again with episode 5 of The Reckoning. I'm just going to make sure everything's working on all the platforms as per you. There's a standard typical delay. But today we have 2 people lined up at the moment. So we're going to dive straight into things and get our first person up. So pull you up. Hello Mohammed, thank you for joining us. I'd like you just I'm going to start real simple, who you are, what your business is if you're in one, and let everybody know about yourself.
My name is Mohammed Sajid. I got few businesses. I'm staying in Scotland.
Awesome. What is it that you feel you're stuck on right now?
Just with the modern things, AI.
Modern things, yeah. Could you give me an example?
Everything going advanced, so I want to be running around with them. So
Okay, what have you tried?
nothing yet related to AI, just like ChatGPT, these kind of things.
Okay. And
More
what do you think is stopping you just now?
knowledge.
Knowledge. So do you think it would be a fair thing to focus on some of the AI stuff just now? Would that be useful?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you mentioned utilizing ChatGPT. How far have you gone? Have you utilized some of the new features such as the work or the coding side of things, or is it just chatting with it?
Just chatting.
Awesome. Okay, so when I talk about AI, I like to talk about 3 layers of AI. So first is the chat. As we know, we ask it a question, it tells you the information. The next level is automation. So automation is actually not new. We've been running automations, even something as simple as a spreadsheet, which has been around for something like 50 or 60 years at this point. I don't know. It's crazy how long spreadsheets have been around. But that's a type of automation. It's a type of intelligence. But where things are really getting advanced now is agentic. So agentic is where it will combine chat and automation and think for itself. So I'll give you a quick example of something that we're using. So this show is automatically, when I download it, it'll automatically transcribe it, clip it all, and get all of the points that I could then reuse. So anything I talked about, anything that was valuable, any pieces of content, anything that review it, I could create a newsletter from this all automatically. And that's utilizing the agentic side of things. So rather than me just giving examples of things we do, let's go a little bit deeper into more what you want to use it for, and then we'll be able to create a quick solution. Would you say that would be useful for your time?
Yeah.
Awesome. So give me a little bit more information and more context on what you're doing within your business that we think we could potentially automate with AI, and we'll come up with a plan for that.
No, like I'm not doing like much any business. I'm just want to thinking like make an app or something like.
Oh, okay. So you're not in business yet. Sorry, I
Mm.
took that. So you want to. So what? Somebody, I was actually live yesterday. We were signing the book launch, and once somebody asked me what was one of the easiest businesses to start in this current day and age, and that is an AI business, because right now people, especially people who have money, they want to pay for convenience and pay for speed. So rather than them spending months building something, they would rather just pay somebody else who's already built it. So if you put the work in to build something, you could sell it as a solution. It's the same reason why we go to vending machines. It's quick, it's convenient, we pay a premium for using it, and we don't get annoyed for paying extra at a vending machine because we wanted the convenience. So what so do you currently have a job?
Yeah, I'm a taxi driver.
Taxi driver, okay. Because the reason I ask that is it makes me, the first place I like to look is what leverage do you have in the people that you already know? When I work with people, I like to look at your skills, your passions, and your network. So something that you actually like is a bonus. Something that you actually have knowledge in, such as the field that you're in, and people that you might know. So, I think you probably know and have met way more people than I've ever met my whole life with
Yeah.
being a taxi driver. Do you ever get some interesting conversations with people that can maybe lead to somewhere?
All the time, like
All the time, yeah.
different
But I
stories.
definitely think that's a great way to leverage things, a great way to find opportunities. So you mentioned creating an app. Have you brainstormed what kind of app or what kind of service you'd like? I always like to lean on services because services are typically easier to sell.
Mm-hmm. Like a fitness app, like so many things always comes in my mind. So
Yep. So the ideal thing would be something that again you have knowledge in, something that you enjoy. So
yeah.
if you actually enjoy fitness, then you will have more knowledge in it. You're going to understand it more. You're going to connect with the people that use it more, because the business, even something online like an app, business is still a relationships game. So the easiest way to blow up an app is to do a deal with somebody who has influence. So, like for example, I'm flying to Thailand next month to meet a fitness influencer. He's got 1.3 million followers. So if you could do a deal with somebody like that and say, "Hey, I've built a fitness app. I will do all the tech side. You just have to sell it, and we'll work out some sort of deal where we split money on it." That's a very quick way to blow things up. So on that note, do you think you've got people in your ecosystem that you know or have met,
Yeah.
or that might make you come away from fitness? Maybe that's getting you thinking, well, actually, I can think somewhere else. Does that?
Yeah, I used to follow like a trainer. He's in Pakistan. He's very famous, so I can
Yeah,
go here and collaborate with him. If
awesome. I love that. Is that somebody that you feel like if you message them now, you could have a conversation with
yeah,
them? Yeah. Well, I
yeah.
think that's a great place to start. So what I'm very big on is I like to sell before I build, because right now we don't know if anybody even wants this app. In
Mhm,
theory, yeah, it's a great idea, but how do we know it's a great idea? We do it by selling it first. So if we can get
mhm,
him on board, and if he's like, yeah, I love this idea, great, now you build it. If he turns around and says, no, I would rather this, well, that way you've not built the wrong product. You're going to build
mhm,
exactly what he wants.
mhm,
You be the builder, he be the face of it, and promote it and sell it. And I think there's a very quick way to make money there.
mhm,
That would be my plan there. With the other advantages as well, that you've mentioned that you've not done a lot with AI and ChatGPT. What you would want for building an app is to utilize, so ChatGPT is called Codex, and then
mhm.
Claude, the competitor, is called Code. They're the platforms you'll need to use in order to build the app, and they're very, very good. I've built loads of stuff on them. And the advantage is it will teach you how to do it as you go. You say, hey, I want it to look like this. It'll build something. And the first time it'll put it together and you'll go, this is rubbish. I'll change it
ChatGPT
to this. Yeah,
ChatGPT
so
Codex.
Codex, yes.
Mhm,
So you will run up. It will be a bit more cost wise in that. You may be looking at between 90 and 200 a month to run these. But I I do a lot and I don't even use the highest package. So you might find that you won't actually use that much and it won't actually be that expensive. But it's just to make you aware. Um, when you do that, it's very, at first, it feels really complicated to use, but it's going to walk you through it. It's going to tell you and help you understand. And I do it all the time. It'll come up and say, oh, I've just updated a JSON file. And I'm like, what the fuck's a JSON file? I'm like, what is that? And I just keep going back with it. I'm like, treat me like I'm an idiot. Explain this to me. And it makes it so much quicker and easier to learn. And that's been the advantage. It's the first technology in history that teaches you how to use it. Which is great.
mhm.
So that's the place I would start. You mentioned the influencer, the trainer in Pakistan. How you mentioned they're quite famous. How big do they have a big following on social media? Is that where they're
Yeah,
known?
he got like a lot of. He comes on the tally and he got a lot of followers.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. That's huge leverage. So that's absolutely where I would focus my attention first. And then what you then want to establish from your point of view is, what kind of person am I in business? Do you want to be the builder? So maybe you then go, great, I built this, I delivered it to this person. Now I'm going to find somebody else. And maybe then you build a different kind of thing. If you
Mhm,
become really good at building, like somebody who's a great fitness trainer doesn't want to build and code things. He's not
mhm.
interested. So he would happily have somebody else take care of that. You've got, I don't know, you'd be familiar with left brain and right brain. Somebody who's an influencer tends to be more right-brained. They're more out there. They're creative. They like to talk. They like to be out there. A left-brainer will more comfortably sit down and code and create numbers and things like that. So you might find if you bring something to the table that he doesn't have, that's the leverage. A lot of people, for the benefit of anybody watching, a lot of people feel that, oh, but they're bigger than me. How can I do a deal
No,
with them?
like
How can I bring leverage?
I used to get training from him. Like I want to build like an app, like a ladder. You know, ladder. There's a one app called Fitness Call.
I'm not familiar. I'm not sure.
There's a fitness call called ladder
Okay,
app. So it's something like that. I said I can build like a.
absolutely. Go for it. I
Mm,
think I think you've got the right leverage. That key element was having
mm,
somebody that you can do a deal with. So,
mm,
one of the things that I see people routinely make mistakes in is they'll go and build something, they'll spend 6 months building it, and then nobody buys it. So we want to
mm,
do the deal and get somebody on board first, which if
mm,
he's got a big following, it's going to sell if he promotes it. And then it might be, there's when I teach business, I say there's three types of leverage: capital,
mm,
knowledge, and labor. So you're
mm,
coming in and saying, "Hey, I understand the coding. I have the knowledge on this side. I'm going to do the work." You and his leverage is the media, which is a type of capital. It's an audience, and you're going to bring that, and that's how we do a deal together. So it's all about fair exchange. He's bringing something, you're bringing something, and hey, if you can go 50-50, great. If he's much bigger than you, he might try and negotiate further and say he wants more ownership. That becomes up to you at the time. But certainly for your first deal, if you can do something like that, that's a win. That's a big win.
mm,
This is no,
mm.
please, I'm like this. You have any more questions on that?
No.
Awesome. So let's put together a little plan to start this. I would definitely have a look into either ChatGPT Codex or Claude Code. I personally use Claude Code. I've
Mm,
just gotten I'm not saying one's better than the other. They're both extremely powerful. I like the interface. I've been using it for longer. I just know it. But if ChatGPT is something that you prefer to work on, what I sometimes do is I'll get one AI to build it and the other AI to review it and give suggestions. So that way I'm constantly going, can this be better? Because an AI can hallucinate. It might miss something. So I always get it to be reviewed. Then we're gonna reach out to this influencer and offer the opportunity to collaborate and do a deal. Now, when I'm trying to negotiate with somebody, I'm always focusing on how are they going to benefit. So you're like,
mm,
this is how you're going to be able to make money from it. This is how you're going to be able to impact more people. This is how it's going to save you time. You need to find out what his pain point is. Sometimes people have lots of money and they don't care about making money. So I see this a lot where people are like, oh, it's going to make you money. But like, I don't care. I have enough money. So sometimes it's, no, I want to have more impact. I want to help more people. That might be more important to them. So find out what it is that drives him, whether it's money, impact. Maybe he's just so busy. Maybe he has family. Like, hey, I saw, maybe he wants to spend more time with his family. He's
no,
too busy working.
he does more online training. So
Yeah.
I thought like I can offer him instead of he's busy giving training himself. Like app does his for him, so he can sit and earn money. You know.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's a fantastic additional source. We always talk about in business, we want multiple sources of income, and we want certainly, yeah, you've got, in terms of offers, you've got upsell, downsell, cross sell, and continuity offers. A continuity offer is your monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he doesn't have a monthly service because he maybe charges up front for a service, and now what? What happens when they're finished? Maybe they would still want to use the app because some people will still want to work one to one. An app's never going to replace this.
Mm-hmm.
People still like to ask questions one to one. So that could then make his one-to-ones more expensive and he has this lower income and then you can get a piece of that. And you rinse and repeat, my friend. I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Focusing on deals. I've just spotted one of my clients. He's on Instagram there, and that's exactly what I've been focusing on with him. Is we focus on deals over sales. Like, you don't want to sell it to one person. You want to sell it to somebody who's going to sell it to loads of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you make far bigger money. Okay, is that a fair plan? Is there a
Yeah. Like I got like lots of concept in my mind. I can make this app, this app, this app. So what I don't know how to start. Like I just can go on the GPT coding codex
Yep.
and just ask from there or.
Yeah. Ask it lots of questions. There's actually, it's quite fitting because I've got this pen in front of me. But this Tony Robbins, this is one of his pens, and he says the quality of your life is dictated by the quality of your questions. And the thing
Mm,
is exactly the same with AI. The better the
mm,
questions you ask, the better the answers you're going to get. So I'm very big on giving it lots of information. One cheat code that I like is voice note it. When we talk, we're so much better at explaining and giving that. Typing is boring and slow and sore on your hands when you do it for too long. So you tend to type short form. So click voice note and explain everything. You know, a big prompt like
mm,
this. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I know. Here's what I don't know. Here's help me structure all of this, and it will create a massive plan for you. And then what it will do is I would get it to create a document with the whole plan, because you might come in one day and you start working on it, and then you're going to go away because you're still going to have to do your taxi stuff. Then when you come back the next day, you've forgotten where you were at. That's where that document's important. There's a document for you and for it to follow. So you just say, hey, where are we on the document? And it'll just pick up where you left off. And that's
mhm,
where the coding is way better than the chat. Because in chat, every time you open a new chat, you're starting fresh. Yeah, it's going to
mhm,
remember some things, but it's not going to remember everything. But if it's in a document, it's going to remember everything.
mm.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you got any other questions before we get wrapped up there?
No.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that. I hope that was useful, and I look forward to hearing how you got on with that. So keep in touch. You'll see, you'll get me on the socials. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. So the show will be there as well.
So why
Yep.
you do, sir? Like you help, like you train as a what your guidance is.
Yep. So I help people through business. I do coaching, consulting, and we do that frequently through our mastermind. So we have opportunities where you can come in. So right now you got a 15-minute slot here. There's opportunities for you to spend more time with me in some of the events that I run, including
Mm,
our biggest one, which is the masterminds. And the whole
mm.
idea is we're trying to go in and we're exactly what I
So
focus here. How do we
so
do deals with people?
you will train me like to do different stuff.
If that's something that you'd be interested in, Dante can give you a call and speak to you about that. You will have spoken with him before the show. He can give you the information on what we can do.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining, and it looks like my next person hasn't arrived. I've tried to put a message in to see if they're coming, but I think if not, we're probably going to wrap up there. But I appreciate you coming. And I look forward to certainly seeing how you get on. And feel free to reach out anytime if you have any more questions on that. And feel free to send me. Like I like to see, a lot of times people only come to me when there's a problem. Like, oh, how do
Mm,
I fix this? Come to me when things are good too. Be like, hey, I just created this for the app. Awesome. I want to see you do well. I want to see you winning. So feel free
mm.
to send me this stuff so I can see how you're getting on.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I love that.
your name is Louis Hunter, yeah?
Yes.
Okay,
Lewis
sir.
Hunter, you'll get me on Instagram, you'll get me on YouTube, and you'll see my website as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Awesome, Mohammed. I appreciate you coming on,
Thank you,
and
sir.
we will speak soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, that was a good one. We got to dive into some of the basics of AI and how AI is the first technology of its time that allows you to actually be trained by the technology. If you don't know how to do something, it will tell you. It's amazing. And it's the things I've been able to build and create and code through AI has been fantastic, because I'll just sit with it and I'll be like, I have this crazy brain where I'm like, I want to learn, I want to absorb, and I'll ask questions. You know, I said earlier in the show, the quality of your life is dictated by the quality of your questions. That's true in business, it's true in life, it's true in relationships, it's true with AI as well. If you can ask a great question that gets you thinking and gets the other person thinking, it's really going to help you move forward. A lot of the time when I ask questions, it gets me thinking, and that allows me to come up with better ideas as a result of it. So when you're utilizing AI, really try and give it the best possible questions. Use your voice note. I never type at this point. I even have an AI dictator that I could just click and just talk into it, and it will send text for me, because it's so much faster to just speak. The amount of information I've given, we've been on here for 20 minutes. The information I've been able to give is way far more vast than if I was to type all this out word for word. Now, typing and certainly writing has its place, because when you slow down, it allows your brain to process. This is why journaling is so powerful. So I encourage you to also write, to brainstorm things. But if you need to ask questions or get information out, because you'll never type out a perfect prompt, because like if a prompt's this size, you're going to lose, unfortunately, you're going to lose focus with this TikTokification of our brains. So that's a key thing to focus on. Keep writing, keep thinking, have your thinking time. Please, please, please do not outsource your thinking to AI. That is where you're going to atrophy the actual your cognitive ability. So use your brain, work it out like a muscle, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I don't think I've got anything else to add. Looks like the other person hasn't made it. So I will tune out there. Thanks everyone for joining, and we will see next week. We already have 4 or 6 people lined up next week. So I believe there's either 2 or 4. You have to speak with my team to clarify that. But if you want to join next week, there are definitely spaces left. At the point of recording, if you are live with me now, there is time for you to come on the show. So if you apply, I have it here, reckoning.lewis-hunter.com, and you can come join me here, ask your question. We have a quick framework, whatever it is you need to focus on. You know, we talked about AI and how great it is for teaching you things, but AI has got what's called sycophancy, which is a type of manipulation that always agrees with you. So it wants you to use the AI. It wants to be liked, because the more you like it, the more you use it, the more money the AI company makes. So they want you to use it. So it's programmed in a way to be likable. So it's going to have a bias towards agreeing with you. Now, it's not always going to perfectly agree. People think, oh, it's going to always agree. No, it's still going to try and give you the best information. But this is why we've had so many problems with AI of telling people wrong information, or somebody having an idea, they put it into AI and it's like, yeah, that's a great idea. Here's how to do it. And Justin, I've been in business for a while. It's not the best idea always. So that's what you're going to get coming into the show. You're going to come on, you're going to get the truth. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to make sure you get results. So that's the advantage there. So despite AI being a fantastic tool, that's worth noting. So we're going to get wrapped up there. But thank you for joining. And again, if you want to join me for next week, we have a couple of spaces left. We are busy next week. It's reckoning.lewis-hunter.com, and I look